life.
Life is a time pass.
क्या फर्क पड़ता है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं आता नहीं, जो थारी राय सो मारी राय, nothing to do, nowhere to go, देखो सुनो मत बोलो.
Whenever, whatever you are.
Be 100% कर्नाटक,
किसी को
आओ मत कहो,
किसी
को जाओ मत कहो,
ना कुछ
पाना न कुछ खोना. Who asked you live at zero complaint level, मौज में रहो, be happy. श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा. गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः, गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म, तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. All the problems begin and are sustained and dissolved in the mind. Problems erupt like the waves on the surface of the ocean. The waves do not come from outside. They were inherent. They were unmanifest. They were already existing in the ocean. But then there is some external factor. External factor is the winds, strong winds blow. As a result, the ocean surface is hit, and therefore those waves which were present in the ocean, they only come out. See? Exactly the same way, all the thoughts that erupt in our mind, they do not come from anywhere else. They are already inherent in our own mind. And therefore, we have to work on the mind. Nobody can help us in this. Now be attentive. The process of dealing with the chattering of the mind is only one. And the process is we have to learn from every single experience of our life. I tell you what exactly I mean by some example. When I came here, last 4 or 5 days, clothes are soiled, so they have to be washed. Then you helped us. And when the clothes came here, then ironing. See? And then I had a fight with Amma.
Someone is at the door. Thank you.
So, there is one man and a small child, a boy or a girl. So, after having had fought with Amma, I won. I said, you are not going to do ironing, I'll do. But why you are insisting so much? Because that ironing is my guru. Kindly sit down quickly. See. The ironing is my guru. And from that I have learnt a lot. So what I have learnt? When the cloth is dried and squeezed, there are so many wrinkles on that. And because of those wrinkles, the beauty of the cloth is hidden. Isn't it? This I learned many years before. Normally, when I am all by myself in home in India, so after getting up in the morning, finish everything, wash clothes, then take bath and put the clothes, squeeze and put it on the tap so that I can put it on the line. But as usual, I forget. Then that lungi becomes dried up in that condition only. So when again at 12:30 or 1 o'clock I want to iron them, I say, oh God. So that lungi is like a Bharatanatyam. Now you cannot put on that kind of cloth and go out. See? So I had to do ironing. So that time I learned this thing. The wrinkles don't come from outside. They are already there. But they were not getting opportunity to manifest. And when they manifest, the original beauty of the cloth is hidden. So what we do, we take iron and move on that. And yet they don't go. Then we have steam or water sprinkling so that those wrinkles become weak and then they are removed. Now the question is, when the wrinkles are removed, where do they go? Do they go anywhere? Yes and no. They go because they are not seen. They don't go because they have not come from outside. Meaning, they appear but do not exist. This is the foundation of working on the chattering of the mind. See, many times we have this funny notion, Swamiji, my children were not like that, but here they came in bad company and then he started drinking and smoking and drug and all that. Now I think I should go back to India, but now they don't want to go and I'm in a very fixed mind is chattering. Caw, 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 caw. See? See, my friends, therefore, we have to learn. All that is happening to our mind, nobody is responsible. That is inherent in us. See? You must have seen on YouTube, there is one small girl, Geeta or something her name. She is hardly 4 years or 5 years. She plays violin so superb that great artists touch her feet. Where from she got it? She was not born along with the violin from the mother's womb. It is inherent in her. Exactly the same way. We all have good and bad impressions deeply seated in our own mind. And when the right opportunity comes, they surface. See? Therefore, having understood this, now the next question comes. Therefore, what should be our approach? Our approach is, do not give a wrong opportunity, a wrong climate to the mind. When we know that if we are in the company of such and such people, our mind gets disturbed and we start doing those things which we should not do, then protect yourself from the wrong company. How important it is. But normally we blame others. Stop blaming others. We are squarely responsible for everything that happens in our life. And because we don't want to accept, then our mind starts chattering. Therefore, this chattering of the mind should be taken as a spiritual practice. Now see what happens. When we give importance to anything or anybody, what happens? Our mantra is, dekho, suno, mat bolo, see, hear, no comments. So the mind is not reacting. When we see something, we comment. Mind has reacted. Then this is good, this is bad. If this is good, I will run after it. If this is bad, I will run from it. This is how our mind has developed this faculty that it has to comment on something or the other. And therefore, we have to recognize that when we are moving in this world, ask a question to yourself. Is it necessary to talk? See? Many a times we talk unwanted. And this is how the mind is creating its own existence. Mind cannot survive without the diet, like we cannot survive without the food. Now, what is the food of the mind? Food of the mind is three: carbohydrates, fats, proteins. Three foods. Past memories, carbohydrate. Future worries, fat. And present comparisons, the proteins. Halt the mind. And for that, the spiritual practice to get freedom from the chattering of the mind is, do not talk about your past. Do not ask anybody about their past. See? In old age particularly, people suffer because of this. Because they have got all the time and not occupied in anything. Then the same old stories. You know that movie song? जाने कहाँ गए वो दिन, वो भी गए भाड़ में तुम भी जाओ. We have no choice. We have to live in the present. But then it becomes because we are not occupied. When I was going this way, he told me, this is your house. And I saw the garden. So beautiful that garden is. It doesn't come from heaven. You have to work for it. See? Like that, once I was in US somewhere and I used to go for a walk in the morning. And there was one house, very beautiful garden like yours. Extremely beautiful garden. So I used to see that, stop for a moment, see something and go ahead. One day I had to change the timing for whatever reason. So instead of going in the morning at 6 o'clock, I went that day at about 11 o'clock. And that time, there was one old lady, the local white lady, and she was doing something in the garden. So I stopped there and I said, Mama, good morning, how are you? So she looked at me, old lady, calm and quiet. No worries on her face, deep eyes. I said, Mama, your garden is so beautiful. She said, thank you very much. Then I said, Mama, I want to get something from you. What? What do you get when you are maintaining this garden? What do you get? Isn't it? We go and put the plant, water it. What we are getting? We are only giving. Our life is, what will I get? So I asked her. I said, Mama, what do you get? You are spending so much of time, energy, money in maintaining this beautiful garden. She gave a sweet smile. And you know, her reply has given me this knowledge. You know can you imagine what she must have said? See? Out of the world. She said, you are asking me what do I get? I got you. So many people go from here, they just look and go ahead. But you stop and you spoke to me. Now what more I want? In old age, loneliness kills a person. And then because of that, all the time, frustrated, all old timers. See? And if husband and wife both are there old, it's a good time pass for me. Whenever there's an old couple, I really enjoy their company. Chabi maar ke chhod do. It's a great fun. This happened in Shimla. My friend took me and we were staying in a very nice, beautiful house. And he had some urgent call. He said, Swamiji, you'll excuse me, I have to go. It's very urgent. But I'll come maybe by about afternoon. But my in-laws are there. They will take care of you. I said, all right. So the old husband and wife started talking about the past and about others. Remember this. Whenever we talk to others, we talk about our past or we ask them their past. This we have to learn. See? So, have you come here earlier? I said, no. Papaji, I came for the first time. Story over. But then they had to talk. So, we came here for our honeymoon. It was in 1922 when we got married. Man was talking. In old age, whatever the man talked, the woman has to deny, and vice versa. So she said, 22, you might have married to somebody else, not to me. No, we came here in 1922. No, it was 32. No, it was 22. And started fighting 22, 32. And I was enjoying. Now tell me, how does it matter? On silly things, the arguments begin. See, friends, therefore, it is necessary that we keep ourselves busy and occupied. A busy, occupied person lives at zero complaint level. And those who have got all the time at their disposal, they do not know how to deal with the time. They become frustrated and spread the frustration around. Therefore, friends, if we want to help ourselves from getting out of the chattering mind, we have to learn this. Mind chattering has three venues: past, future, and the present. The past is talking about the past. Where are you from? Where were you born? Why you were born? There is no need. See? Then the second area where the mind keeps chattering and makes us miserable, that is the second food the mind has, and that is about the future. See? What is about the future? Worrying, and worry is an attempt to solve the non-existing problems. We go on imagining, if I go there, suppose the flight is, if I don't get the flight, nothing happens. But we keep on worrying. See? Block these two areas. Then the third, in the present, comparison. These are the three diets on the foundation of which the mind survives. See, friends. Therefore, if we are aware of this, then we will follow the following practice. Number one, keep occupied, busy 24/7. Whatever you may be doing, occupied. And the occupation is learn something, whatever you can learn. Learn languages, learn music, learn drawing, painting. See? When these things are kept as a standby, our child that we are, every one of us has a child in him or her. Don't allow the child to die. I'll tell you recently my experience. I was in Birmingham. Both of them very old, both of them doctors, both of them retired. Now the husband has become extremely weak because of the health issues. If he goes from where I am sitting up to the door, he gets tired and he has to sit down. So weak and all that. And the wife has to work. And then Every now and then, I want this thing, that you give, and she does everything. I was surprised. She is not at all miserable, cheerful and happy, constantly laughing. I said, Mama, what do you do whole day? This old man is eating your head. What do you do? He says, Swamiji, when there is necessity, I listen to him. Otherwise, I don't listen to him. So clear. And second thing, I spend my time in two places. One is garden, second is kitchen. I like cooking. So every time I prepare new dishes. So when new dish, he is also happy. I also get a guinea pigs for my experiment. And this is how I am enjoying life. You can imagine, they are 80 plus, cheerful and happy, because busy, occupied. See, friends, therefore, it is necessary that we work on our own mind. Nobody can work. But instead of that, normally what we do, whenever we meet somebody, some Mahatma, the same question, Mahatma ji, my mind is very disturbed, what should I do? Now your mind is disturbed, you should decide. What can I tell you? See? The first step to stop the chattering of the mind is stop complaining about the mind. Then learn. Now the next step in controlling the chattering of the mind. This is a very simple rule. You must have experienced this. When I was in US, I had this problem. My upper left molar was giving tremendous pain. So while talking also, I was holding it like this and talking. While taking food also, I eat only from one side. So ultimately, we went to the doctor and did something. That time I discovered this. The pain is not given to us to make us miserable. The pain is given to us to tell, hey, something is wrong in your tooth, go to the dentist, get it corrected. Is it not? If we don't get pain, we will not know what is going wrong. There is a friend of mine, I don't know where he is now. He was that time about 55 plus, and his wife. So she was not well, so she was taken to the doctor for the medical checkup in a hospital. So she was with the doctor and he was sitting and waiting. So he saw a board. If you are 55 plus, you should take a medical general checkup. He thought, till she is there, let me finish this. So he went and he got a checkup. And in that checkup, he had 90% blockade. No symptoms. So the doctor said, leave your wife, nothing is going to happen to her. Emergency is for you. Immediately got admitted, and the next day the operation was done and he is perfectly all right. Therefore, all the pains in our life, whether physical or mental, they are meant for reminding us if we are hurt because of somebody or something, it should be a reminder, hey, we are going wrong way. Is this the purpose of life? What for we are here? See? Like the grass grows, remains for some time. After some time, it is dying away. Is this life? Get up in the morning, finish eating, sleeping, and all that, and then go to sleep, and again get up. Are we not getting bored of that same thing again and again? There has to be something higher purpose in our life. And then we start finding out a direction of our life. See? And therefore, the technique I told you, we have to learn from every single experience of our life. And then you will come to discover this principle. Whatever we have given importance to, that is the source of disturbance in the mind. We worry about that. See, friends. And what is the meaning of giving importance to anything or anybody? This is also a very subtle point. See? If some foreign body goes in our foot, a thorn or a nail or whatever, and we are unable to take it out because it was not possible. So it remains there for a day or two. After 2 days, the tissue of the foot will start reacting with that foreign body. Then there will be an abscess, pain. It will be very tender. It will be red. It will be warm. And we will start limping. Then we go to the doctor, and what the doctor does, he removes the foreign body. After the foreign body is removed, thereafter doctor does nothing. He said now it will heal naturally. Nature heals itself. We don't have to do anything. Then the foreign body which has entered has to be removed. If this example is clear, now come back to yourself. It is easier to understand that the nail is a foreign body and entering the foot, both of them are gross, you can visualize. But how the world enters our mind? Think. See? The world enters our mind like we enter in the mirror. What is the reflection? Reflection is our entry in the mirror without entrance. See? Till such time we are there, reflection will be there. When we go away, where the reflection has gone? It has gone nowhere because it was nowhere. Exactly the same way. The world, things and beings enter our mind when we give undue importance to anything or anybody. Give importance to silence. Little bit of cut will be irritating us. Give importance to time, punctuality. If somebody comes 2 seconds late, you become angry. See, give importance to cleanliness. Little bit of dust somewhere, we become disturbed. This is what we have to learn. And for that, God gives us opportunities. I'll tell you my crazy cleanliness obsession. I used to, you will not believe me, but this is true. I used to wash the laces of the shoes. When you come from outside, remove the shoes. I used to take out the laces, wash them, dry them, iron them, and then again put on the shoes. Can there be anybody more crazy than this thing? Cleanliness. So much obsessed. Then God wanted to teach me. So once I went to Hyderabad, and in somebody's house I was supposed to stay. And I have never seen any dirty place in the whole world than that house. See, the bed sheet was as if the dining table was cleaned and it was spread on that cloth. The sinks filthy, so much of dirt in that. Mirrors broken. Whatever possible dirty thing it was there. I was thinking, oh God, why you are doing like this thing? As if God told me, you have to go beyond this. See, to see the divine in the Mahatmas is easy. To see the divinity in the devils is the real spiritual practice. See? Therefore, the world enters our mind only when we are obsessed with something. See? Like the parents are obsessed with the kids. Now, same example, if you can expand it. We are disturbed and miserable because of two things. Because we have something or because we don't have something. Now, those who don't have children, they are miserable. Those who have children, they are miserable. Those who have job, they are miserable. Those who don't have job, they are miserable. What God will do? We have to ourselves understand that we are giving undue importance to have something or not have something, and therefore we get disturbed and start agitated. Therefore, friends, nobody can help us. We have to learn. We have to learn. See? Now, next step. Who is in this world who doesn't have problems? Gross body is sustained because of the diseases. The subtle body or the mind is sustained because of the diseases. The causal body is sustained because of the diseases. When diseases stop happening, it is a dead body. Think. See? The diseases of the gross body we can understand, fracture or a wound or something, some eczema, etc., etc. Digestion problem, etc. Then if the body does not have the ability to have diseases, then what is that body? It is a dead body. Dead body doesn't have any disease. Now come to the second, subtle body or the mind. If the mind doesn't have diseases, mind will die. Now be attentive. What is the meaning of death of the body and death of the mind? When the body dies, what happens? The 5 elements of which the body is made, those 5 elements go back to the source. The individual air merges with the total air. The individual heat merges with the total heat element. The individual water goes back to the water element. The individual earth element goes back to the earth. And the space which was occupied by the body, that space is released. What is lost? This we have to only learn. We have to do nothing, only understand. And I told you, you are all my gurus, your children are my guru, where I learned it from. In somebody's house when I went, they had a son, very smart, very sweet child, maybe 7, 8 years like that. So he says, Swamiji, come to my room. I said, okay, I went to his room. On the door there was a sticker. Elders are allowed to enter if accompanied by the children. So it is not the other way. The elderly person has to hold the finger of the child and then he can enter. So I entered with him. And then he had a beautiful collection of things. Out of those, small blocks of plastic, whatever it may be, he has made so many things. Houses, garden, bridge, then the cars, train, beautiful. He says, Swamiji, see, this is what I have made. I said, yes, it is good, but what is the use? Well, why not is the use? You are not going to give me anything. No, you can take whatever you want. I said, okay. Really? He said, yes, you can take. I have no problem. Then what do you want? I said, I want that house because I don't have a house. He said, take it. When I went to take, wait, not such a hurry. Then I will take out my blocks. You take the house. Now tell me, when the blocks are taken out, is there any house? Exactly. Body, कहीं की ईट कहीं का ओढ़ा और भानुमती ने कुनबा जोड़ा. These 5 elements are brought together and one body is made. So when the body dies, in fact, nothing happens. Neither to the body nor to the soul. Friends, we suffer never because of death. We suffer because of the fear of death. See? Therefore, When the body cannot have any ill health problems, the body is dead. So if you have got some ill health, we must thank. Oh, good. Still, abhi to jinda hai. See, one of my friends, mother in Delhi, when I went to their house, old Punjabi ladies in Delhi, very huge body, and all the joints are paining, and do they walk. So when I went to their house, it was my mistake. I went and asked. I said, Amma, ki haal hai tuade? Saji baitho, tusi itthe baitho. And then she started. You see, when I got up in the morning, I got out of the bed and my ankles were twisted, and then it was so painful. The pain was coming up to the calf muscles and the knees, and her description was so live. By hearing, I started getting the pain everywhere. See? And thereafter, she said, Swamiji, why I am getting so much of pain in the knees? I said, Mama, I'll answer your question, but you should answer my questions first. And don't argue. I don't like arguments. Yes. Why God has given us eyes? To that old lady I asked. She says, Swamiji, do you think I'm a baby? I said, you are arguing. You answer my questions. Why God has given us eyes? To see. Very see, you are so intelligent. Why God has given us ears? To hear. Very good. In the same manner, God has given us knees to pain in the old age. There is no other purpose. See, friends, constantly complaining, thinking only about that because we are not busy, occupied. See, friends, keep yourself busy and occupied. Mind has to be engaged. Engaged mind is a healthy mind. See? Thereafter, we come to the mind. Now, what are the diseases of the mind? If the diseases are not there, mind will die. So the death of the body is not a death. Similarly, let us see what happens to the mind if the diseases of the mind don't happen. Now we should know what are the diseases of the mind. Diseases of the mind are desire, anger, greed, frustration, memories. These are the diseases of the mind. If these things do not happen, the mind dissolves to the source. Be very attentive. What is sleep? In sleep, there is no desire. Therefore, there is no mind. Where the mind has gone? The mind has merged in the total mind. The individual mind has desires, but the total mind is free from desires. See, friends, desire-free mind is consciousness. When the ice cube is put in water, what will happen? After some time, the ice cube will slowly dissolve in the water without making a noise. So will we say, oh, I have lost the ice? No. It was only water alone, nothing else. In the same manner, mind is nothing but consciousness. But because of the contaminations of the desires, anger, greed, frustration, the mind is as if born. Ice without shape is water. Water with a shape is ice. Consciousness with thoughts is mind. Mind minus thoughts is consciousness. And what are the thoughts? Thoughts are these: desire, anger, greed, frustration, memories. And be attentive. The thoughts, how do they express? This is another important point. How to take care of the chattering of the mind. It's very important. Please be attentive. See? Mind will express only as words. See? As we come out of the house, out of the bathroom, and we have finished our bath and we come out. We come out after putting on clothes. We don't come out naked. Exactly the same way. The thoughts come out of the mind by putting the clothes of the words. And these words create speech. And therefore, we keep on commenting. And therefore, if we are seeing or hearing, the world has got only two things, Nama and Rupa. The forms are seen, the words are heard. And if we have no comments on what we see, what we hear, then mind is not born. Mind is born the moment comments begin. And this habit of ours, talking on something or the other constantly, is keeping the mind unhealthy, and therefore it is surviving and it is troubling us. So we have to kill the mind. And for that, this is the technique. Dekho, suno, mat bolo. But this habit we have, I should not say, in most of the houses this happens. I should not say, but our neighbor's daughter-in-law is far better than our daughter-in-law. Are Maharani, when you know, you should not say, why don't you keep your mouth shut? See, we have never worked on it. Controlling the mind, controlling the chattering of the mind is at two stages. One, when we talk to others in this world, before we talk, ask a question to yourself. Is it necessary to talk? And even if you talk, don't go into too much deep, casual. Today it was very nice day, it was very sunny. But in between the temperature went very high. But now it is cooling down. Now these kind of talks don't create any samsara. Time pass ho gaya. See? So before we talk to others, we have to ask a question. Are we talking about our past or their past? See? This I learned from where? All these things I am telling you, learn from the book of life, not from the books, printed books. I was in Badrinath many years before. There I learned this thing. And it so happened, one day, morning 4 o'clock, I finished my darshan of Bhagwan Narayana and came to one old Amma, Bhagavati Amma. I used to spend some time with her. She was very old, very sweet one. That time I was pretty young. So we used to have tea with her and she used to tell the stories, very old one. One day I went there and then I said, Mama, I have decided no more lectures. Enough of giving lectures. When I said like this, she started laughing. I said, Mama, why are you laughing? She said, when there is a joke, we have to laugh, is it not? So what is the joke here? She said, joke is, who asked you whether you want to give lectures or not? Did Narayana ask you? No, he didn't ask me. Okay. Did I ask you? No, you didn't ask me. Then, to whose question you are answering? See? Many a times, we talk when it is not necessary. Then that becomes our habit. Therefore, before we talk on any issue to anybody, first of all, we have to ask a question to ourselves. Is it really necessary to talk? Or a casual upar is enough? See? You must have seen those people who get involved in the political discussions. They're all heat comes only in the drawing room, and after that, when the liquids go in, then they become all red, wasting the whole life. See, therefore, this is how the chattering of the mind can be controlled. And the second thing, most important, this we'll do now only here, and you can experience yourself. We keep on talking to ourselves. When we talk to ourselves, we talk about the future. See? Now what Mama must be talking to herself after Swami lecture is over, we'll have to prepare food. What should I prepare? Should I make the morning thing tadka laga karke? No, I should prepare something fresh. No. But I don't know what he likes. He doesn't tell also. Here, satsanga is going on, and there the kitchen is working. See, we talk to ourselves with reference to future. We have to stop it. Nobody can help us. Now, we'll go further in this understanding. For next 2 minutes, whichever way you are seated, do not talk to yourself for 2 minutes. Stop. Now see what happened to you. I told, don't talk to yourself. Did I tell you don't talk among yourselves? I didn't say. When you do not talk to yourself, you don't want to talk to others also. How simple it is. But we want constantly somebody to talk or to hear. Because we are fed up of ourselves. And therefore, something or the other, either see the phone or newspaper or TV, something or the other, because we cannot tolerate ourselves. See, therefore, when we become aware that whenever we are interacting in the world, our interaction begins with the words. So, either we comment good or bad comments, or if we have no chance, then we keep on talking to ourselves. And as a result, we become drained of our energy. See? Many problems are solved by silence. Most of the problems are created because of talking. See? Now this is one experiment. Don't talk to yourself. Now, second experiment. These things you just do, learn and practice. You become husband or wife and think whatever you like. Stop. Second experiment. You become children or parents and think. Stop. Now the third experiment. Remain as nobody. Let us analyze these three experiments. When we become husband or wife, what are the thoughts? Thoughts are about wife or husband respectively. If we become parent or children, the thoughts are about children or parents. And when we remain as nobody, no thoughts. So what we have to learn? Thoughts always come to somebody. Without somebody, thoughts cannot come. See, one of my experience wherefrom I learned this principle. I was staying somewhere and my neighbor had a beautiful garden, like his garden, very beautiful. I got inspired. Okay, I'll also do it. I made a nice bed and proper, soil and everything, and watering and waiting for something to come up. 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, nothing came out. I was so frustrated. I asked my neighbor, I said, hey, I am doing the same thing like you do, but why nothing is coming out of my soil here? You have got such beautiful garden. He said, what you have sown? I said, what you have to sow? Some seeds. Did you see, put some seeds? I said, no. Without seeds, how can a plant grow? Without the seed of somebody, how can the thoughts come? In place of that bed, soil bed, keep your mind. And in that mind, there is a seed of somebody, mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, in-law, outlaw. And then from there, all the seeds germinate and a forest of thoughts comes up. Therefore, instead of complaining, becoming frustrated, mind is too disturbed, Dr. Saab, what should I do, what should I do? No, learn this thing. At the root of every thought, there is somebody. Now, next time, is that somebody real? See, I am disturbed as a man or as a husband. I am disturbed as a man or as a son. See, then we will come to know, as a man, I am never disturbed, and as a husband, I am never undisturbed. And is the husband real? By birth, we are a man or a woman, and by accident, we become husband or wife. So these non-existing entities are miserable. Only we have to learn this thing. Do nothing, and then accordingly lead your life. Otherwise, we'll be constantly complaining, mind is disturbed, mind is disturbed. There is one lady somewhere in Mumbai, during Corona, her husband suddenly died. She has never gone to bank, she has not done anything, and 2 daughters. Now what to do, crying and all that. She took the hospital to the body, and they say brought dead, so nothing could be done. Naturally, it was a big, event for her. Cried everything. Then she was a regular satsangi. she came and she says, Swamiji, I know how to deal with this thing. I have studied from you, I know everything. But the question is, I am not able to take it. I said, you are not able to take it because you are underestimating your own abilities. See? Then I said, give time. Time is the best healer. Don't overdo anything. If you feel crying, cry. Don't suffocate yourself. All that must come out. And in addition to that, continue whatever you have to do, your duty toward the kids and all that. Slowly, slowly, the impact of that event will die away. And after about few months, then she herself, Swamiji, what you told is true. Now I have to start living again. This is what life is. There is no choice. Therefore, instead of complaining about the chattering of the mind, pinpoint, pin down what is the source of the chattering. Then we will come to know at the root of every chattering there is somebody sitting, and find out is that somebody real or not. If that somebody is not real, then whatever we have to do in a society, that is done cheerfully, happily, whichever way, but don't make that as an issue of life. See, another example, similar time, my very good friend, an architect, he was very adventurous. He went to the base camp of Mount Everest. Young man, must be about late 40s or early 50, very healthy. His wife also architect and 2 kids, 2 daughters. And when he went, over enthusiasm. So the guide told, don't go beyond this point. It is not allowed by rule. You should come back. No, nothing happens, I'll go. He didn't listen. What the guide can do? He went few steps and went into the gorge, down below. Nothing could be done. Finally, helicopter came, dead body was removed and everything was done. Naturally, that lady had a tremendous shock of her life. So 1 day, 2 days, 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, she used to come for my satsang. One day, I took her for a walk. I said, Mama, are you going to live like this whole life? You decide. Start again. This is not the end. Don't worry about the world. People, कुछ तो लोगों कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना. Don't bother about them. Start leading your life in a new zest. You have got 2 daughters, you have to take care of them. If you lose heart, what they will do it? Prove that you are a capable person. And slowly, slowly, you say, Swamiji, I agree with you. Now tell me, how do I do? I say, first of all, make your house from inside your interior as well as the architect, make it neat. Remove the old type, make fresh, and start dressing properly. And go for a drama or some music concert and start your work. And I know what is coming in your mind. What is, Swamiji? You are thinking what people will say. Don't bother about the world. You have to live your life. Within 6 months, as if a metamorphosis has happened. No complaints, full of zest, and the life is lived. But if we simply go on complaining, I don't know what this has to happen only with me, what sin I have done, is it from the karma from the last life? Don't get lost in that karma. Live in the present. See, you cannot undo your past, but you can plan your future. With this attitude, when we start leading our life, then the chattering of the mind will not be a theme of our thinking. or else all the time the same thing. But why this is happening to me only? Why not to others? Suffer. Nobody can help. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.